Welcome back to CryptosRUs. I am George. We're all George. So today I'm going to try to explain why Bitcoin and altcoins like Solana, Terra, Ethereum, Cardano, Harmony, why they are so freaking hot right now. A lot of big movements. And overall, things are just looking fantastic. So I'm going to try to explain why they're doing so well and what's going on in the world of crypto. So thanks for tuning in. As always, smash the like, subscribe to the channel. 2 streams every day, 11:30 and then 8:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. So make sure you hit that notification bell and follow me on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and check out all the latest news articles and guides on CryptosRUs.com. Welcome, guys. Welcome. Things are looking pretty darn good. I feel the excitement. It's just been good. It's just been good, guys. Do you guys even remember the bad times? Seems like that was so far ago, but it wasn't. It wasn't that long ago. It was only like a month ago. But remember those 2 months when things looked like they couldn't get any better, that Bitcoin was just stuck in. It was just never going to move. Well, now things are moving in a big way. So Bitcoin seems to have stopped a little bit, around 46.4, but that's okay. Slow and steady climb towards $50,000. And hey, yesterday when I had DCA with the guys, with the fellas, Rob and James, who both predicts that Bitcoin will hit 50,000 within the next 48 hours. Will it be true? Well, I can't dispute it. I think 50,000 is right around the corner, right? But in the meantime, while we're waiting for Bitcoin to make its move, which could be any minute right now, man, altcoins are just they're not stopping. They just keep going up and up and up and up and up. Market cap is above $2 trillion. And of course, some of the slow movers are catching up. For example, Binance Coin has been relatively quiet, up a good 6% today and up a good 21% for last week. But of course, you have other movers like Doge is still on its way up, 11% today, 33% for a week. But of course, let's not forget Solana, which is on an absolute tear, 38% for today and 70% for the week. But even others like Polkadot, which has been slow too, up 15% today, 21% for the week. So you could see altcoins are on fire. This is the reason why you don't want to be a Bitcoin maximus, in my opinion. There are so many Bitcoin maximus out there. And you know what? For the most part, if you're holding on Bitcoin, you're fine. 100% fine. But if you want to optimize your gains, you want to accelerate your gains, and you want to gain on Bitcoin, you want to be in altcoins. So it's a shame that there's Bitcoin maximus out there that's still trying to bash altcoins, saying that they're useless. They're just taking away from Bitcoin. No, it's the whole ecosystem. When one component does good, everything does good, and they help each other. And this is why I like to see the entire market doing well, going up, making a lot of people a lot of money, right? And this is why you want to stick with crypto. You want to stay in the game. This is in my opinion, the easiest way to attain life-changing wealth. And the price of admission is volatility and patience, because sometimes you do have to have patience. But if you do have patience and you follow the right strategy and you buy the dips or you dollar cost average, you're rewarded with enormous gains like you can't imagine, right? So that's what we're saying. Everything is looking pretty fantastic. I'm trying to explain why some of these are going up so much. Some of them, there's just no explanation. It's just that people are FOMOing in and people like these projects. But for some of these, there are what I think explanations, but I can't be sure 100%. But before I get into the altcoins, let's look at what's so positive about Bitcoin right now. I mean, the news is just piling on, one after another, after another, after another, after another. So you could see Like Walmart right now, we discussed a little bit last night, but Walmart seeks crypto product lead to drive digital currency strategy. And guess what they're probably going to focus on? Bitcoin. Just like all the other big tech companies out there that's trying to integrate a payment solution, a wallet, or even look at Bitcoin as a store of value because they have so much cash on hand. It's already been rumored that Walmart bought $2 billion worth of Bitcoin. Is that true? Are they going to reveal it? Maybe right around the corner. But seeing how Walmart is trying to compete with Amazon in the digital sector, online shopping and fast shipping and all that good stuff, right? Even online library and rentals and Prime Video, stuff like that. They're trying to compete. I mean, Walmart has to answer because we know Amazon is already going down this path. They're seeking a crypto product lead too. And it's been rumored that they're going to open up Bitcoin payments or payments in the near future. So, of course, Walmart, which is a giant in itself, is following, right? And all these companies, let's keep in mind, have hundreds of billions of dollars on hand. I take that back. Not every company has hundreds of billions of cash on hand, but tens of billions of cash on hand. And we know that they're also trying to protect their wealth, the buying power, even though they're big companies. But, investors don't want to see that buying power shrink to nothing. And that is why so many are considering of buying Bitcoin. Because it will be silly for them to come out and say, okay, we're going to buy gold. I mean, investors don't want to see that. Gold is ancient history. They want to see innovation. They want to see these companies push forward to the 22nd century, right? And the best way to do that is buy digital gold, not analog gold. And that is why so many of these companies are looking at purchasing Bitcoin at this time. All right, so that's number one. Walmart getting into the space, of course, is big. Here's another one from a few days ago that I missed, that Intel discloses stake in Coinbase. Intel, also one of the big tech giants, although recently they've been falling behind. AMD and NVIDIA has really shot up. NVIDIA is actually, I didn't know this until recently, NVIDIA is like 3 times bigger than Intel these days. And AMD is coming pretty close to the size of Intel, so they haven't been doing that well. So now they're deciding to play it different. Well, rather than buy Bitcoin, let's buy a Bitcoin exchange or shares of that Bitcoin exchange. So they have also bought stake in Coinbase, and we know a lot of other VCs like ARK Invest have bought a lot of Coinbase and put it into their funds, right? So again, this kind of shows you the exposure. Every company out there, every major company is either trying to hire and get in and provide a service, or trying to buy, or getting some kind of indirect exposure, such as investing into a crypto exchange or a crypto mining company. It's nonstop. This is only the beginning. This is still so early, so early. $2 trillion for the global market cap of all cryptos is nothing compared to how much money is out there in the world. It is still so early. And lastly, about Bitcoin, what about this? The advisor to the president of Colombia calls Bitcoin the most brilliant piece of software ever. So now we have a lot of Latin American countries that is really looking into Bitcoin as well. We know El Salvador already made a leap. Yesterday, the president of Argentina came out and said, I wouldn't mind making Bitcoin legal tender. And now Colombia's presidential advisor is saying, well, Bitcoin is the most brilliant piece of software ever. He's in the president's ear. So is Colombia going to be next and announce that they're making Bitcoin legal tender? And Paraguay is also involved. I mean, again, going back to what I said, it's early. Yes, it's very early, because now you have countries that is getting involved. And it's early, like I said. All right. So let's move on to some altcoin news. I know a lot of you guys are very, very anxious to hear about. So what's going on with Solana, right? Solana is a project that I've supported for a long time. I told you guys that Solana was going places. And the biggest reason why I like Solana is because they're backed by Sam and who is Sam? Well, Sam is the founder of Alameda Research and FTX Exchange, and he's a very, very wealthy guy, and he loves all things Solana. He invested heavily in Solana itself, and also Mirror Protocol, Anchor Protocol, and every single other project that's spinning up, he's investing in. He is very, very vested in Solana, and besides that, Solana as a blockchain is not EVM compatible. It does have its own smart contract and its own language, but it is very, very, very fast. It does not have congestion issues or fees or high fees at all because it could scale 50,000 transactions per second right now, and there are plans on even making that faster. So it is a complete chain, not a work in progress. And now it's just a matter of onboarding more and more and more projects, and that's what we're seeing. So Solana has been doing very, very, very well. Not just this last week, but overall, it has been climbing the ranks, and it is, within top 10 now, right? If you take out the stable coins, it's actually top 8. So can it surpass, let's say, Polkadot, and maybe even make its way up to Cardano and BNB levels? At this point, I would say yes, for sure. BNB levels is still 3x, more than 3x away. So can Solana go from $67 to $250 or $300 in the future? Yeah, that's a possibility based on what I said. But also because of DeFi projects and other dApps that's coming on board. So recently there's been a few. There is a new AMM that is launching called Mango Markets, and this could be the biggest DEX/AMM on Solana, though I still think it's Anchor, but could be Mango. But anyways, this is a big thing for them. Obviously, anytime you have DEXs or AMM or yield farms, it locks in a lot of liquidity, and that's what you want, right? So you have Mango Markets that launched recently, but also not only that, another thing opened up called Wormhole, which is a separate project, but it's basically a bridge between very popular chains, Binance Smart Chain, Terra, Ethereum, and is bringing all those to Solana. So now it makes it very easy for DeFi projects to be able to integrate those tokens from those other chains, and also just have cross-chain interoperability between dApps too. So I don't think it's a coincidence that this also launched recently and the price started going up. I think this had something to do with it too. But overall, the Solana ecosystem is just getting bigger and bigger and bigger. There's no one specific reason why it pumped 48%, other than it's just a fantastic project, right? People always want to know why. Wasn't really any one reason, but there's a lot of things that kind of piled on, and this is what we're seeing. And can it continue further? Yes, it could definitely continue further. The main question is, should you FOMO in right now? That would be a no. You never want to FOMO in, especially after something goes up 40% within a single day. If you're interested, if you don't own any Solana, you should let it taper out, let it consolidate a little bit before getting in, or you could sprout your buys and buy little increments. But I have added Solana in the sample portfolio I built with you guys, right? And I even added a little bit more recently. I think I DCA'd $100 more into it because I even said, hey, Solana looks really, really, really quiet. Maybe its turn is coming. Well, it has jumped up to number 3 in this portfolio and up 70% for last week. Yeah, that's pretty darn good. And guess what? It's sitting right under Cardano and right under Ethereum in my portfolio. So can it do that with overall market cap? Like I said, can Solana go under Cardano? Maybe. And something else that's tied with Solana is Arweave. which is a decentralized storage play. And guess what? It's also up 33% within the last day. Last day. And why is that? Well, Arweave is a storage component to Solana. Solana doesn't have their own decentralized storage. They decided not to build out their own and decided to partner up with Arweave. So all the projects that's running on within Solana, if they need storage, they basically utilize Arweave for that purpose. So it doesn't surprise me that Arweave is also going up in tandem with Solana. And I've said that before, when people ask me about decentralized storage like Storage or Siacoin or Filecoin, I'm like, I like Arweave the best because they're the backbone or storage backbone for Solana. So also another project that I really, really support. All right, so that's Solana. Let me scroll up, make sure I didn't miss anything. Johnny Blanco says, got a 96 MJ and a 98 Kobe Bryant card at a garage sale for $5 yesterday. Looked them up, worth $275. Love the show. Keep up the great work. That's the right way to do it. Flipping mentality, hustling mentality. By the way, something that relates to that, I started watching a show called Undercover Billionaire on Discovery. Brilliant show. I'm only in season 1, but it's about a billionaire that wants to prove that he can make $1 million business from scratch. Not only that, within 90 days. I love the concept of it. And he started over. They flew him somewhere in the middle of nowhere. He had $100 in his pocket and a cell phone and an old truck. That's it. He didn't have any money for food, for shelter. He couldn't utilize his contacts. And it showed him how to make money. And what he did was flip. That's what he did. He hustled and started flipping things. And you know what? People that complain they can't do it, they don't have any money or they don't have any side cash, there's ways to do it. And he's even proving it. He had to go clean someone's house for $80 or sell some stuff on the streets for a few $100. Then started selling cars and now trying to sell houses. But kind of shows you if you want to make money, it's out there. Bobby says Flex a partner with NCR. Walmart checkout machines at NCR. Integration's ready built. Maybe. There's a lot of Flexa rumors. Amazon is going to use Flexa. Walmart is going to use Flexa. Maybe one of them or both will use Flexa. Maybe. Do you hold HUD 8? No, I do not. I don't hold any HUD 8 stock. Thanks to you and James, I reached life-changing wealth. My deepest respect. Congratulations, man. Congratulations. You are one of many, and there's many more that will join you in the future in terms of making life-changing wealth or just financial freedom, okay? You don't have to be a multimillionaire to make life-changing wealth. Just financial freedom is good enough. All right, moving on. W Luna is not the same as Luna. So, no, it's a wrapped version. It's definitely not the same. All right, moving on. Terra is also a project that I covered for a long time. And you know what? They have just broken their recent high, and they are on an absolute tear right now, too. 31% for the last 24 hours. And it's just, they've just been on a roll. Now, they started this year really hot, especially from the February time frame. You can see they were at 90 cents, shot up all the way to $21. That's 21x, okay, within just a few months. Then they came down pretty hard, along with everything else when Bitcoin came down, but now they are flying. And why? Well, again, because Terra, like Solana and many others, are bringing a lot of dApps to their ecosystem. Now, they started with their own, but ultimately, it's all about dApps. Terra is a stable coin maker. They're already very, very, very popular in South Korea because the founder, Do, he already founded another app in South Korea, and it is very, very popular. So he had that. But then when he started Terra, he also created a Terra USD and also created other dApps that give Terra USD some usage. Not just as a normal run-of-the-mill stablecoin, but he gave them purpose with Mirror, which creates synthetic tokens, and also Anchor, which is basically a lending play. And you have 2.8 billion value locked in within Anchor already. And recently with Anchor, look at this. I don't know who Chris is, but he's like, within a few hours, more than 19,000 ETH deposited in Anchor. And you could borrow up to 35 million with that. And you could feel the Luna burn, because one of the great things about Luna is it is deflationary. There's a set supply, and holders of Luna can convert that to Terra USD at any time and basically burn Luna. Whenever that happens, Luna gets burned. So it is actually deflationary, and the overall circulating supply and total supply is dropping. The more and more people that gets Terra USD, the less Luna there is. So again, with more usage, the better it is. And Wormhole happens to be connecting Solana and Terra together. So again, they're all connected somehow. So this is also very fantastic for Terra, and I do think that they have a bright future as well. So these are just a few projects I want to touch upon real quick, but though there's many projects that are very hot right now. Now, lastly, I just want to talk about a few other things. For example, Ethereum, which has slowed down recently. After EIP 1559, it has slowed down, but don't worry, it's going to come back and it's going to continue rallying. And that's because Ethereum is on a stoppable tear right now. Look at this. Coinbase even came out and said that Ethereum volume is higher than Bitcoin. We have heard this from other places before. Celsius came out and said this. eToro came out and said this. Now Coinbase is saying it. There's more people that are buying more people that are buying Ethereum at this point than Bitcoin, and mostly because of DeFi and NFTs. Again, it comes to dApps that people are actually using, right? And right now, there's a whole bunch of people using various number of dApps that relate to DeFi, and a whole bunch of people buying NFTs. There's just a ton of NFT buying, and it's causing a lot of projects to really move. VeChain is one of them, right? VeChain has started really moving. VeThor has really started moving. I think mostly because the popularity of NFTs that are running on top of VeChain now, and several other projects is the same way. And besides that, take a look. Ethereum balance on the exchanges keeps diving, even though my camera cuts it off. You guys get the point. Keeps diving. There's less and less ETH on exchanges, and EIP 1559 is causing a whole bunch of ETH to get burned. $170 million worth of ETH already burned within just a few weeks. And if this continues on for the entire year, this will be billions of ETH burned, right? So this is all having effect. That's why, Ethereum definitely want to be holding. It is not going anywhere, and it's only going to get hotter. And other things that are EVM compatible, I have to mention Harmony also has been doing very well. I've been supportive of Harmony for a long time. And again, recently, they've been doing very well. And mostly, again, due to DeFi, dApps, and that's what they're doing. They recently partnered up with Chainlink. Here's another one, another DeFi project that's coming on board. There's a hackathon that's going on. They brought in Sushi Swap in addition to their other swap plays like Viper and Mochi Swap. And there's many other things that's coming. And that is the reason why Harmony is also doing very well. And all the other projects that are also onboarding a lot of DeFi and dApps on top of them. This is why, for me, I just did a video yesterday. I told you guys I'm very heavily invested in protocols, the foundations for these dApps, because it just makes sense, right? It's like the operating system that powers them. And that is why I'm heavily invested in them, because they're doing very well. And the ecosystem of dApps just keep growing and growing. And it's going to be the same thing. Same thing with for you Cardano fans. This is why I make such a big deal about Goguen, because right now the ecosystem is expanding, but smart contracts is not working yet. But once it's up and running within about 30 days, watch out. Cardano could see some tremendous movement as well once those dApps all spin aboard. So there you go, guys. That's why the market is so hot right now. So hot. All right, let's do some Q&A. All right, let me scroll up a little more. Let me make sure I didn't miss anything. VeChain targeting billion-dollar pet food industry in China. Anything that requires tracking, VeChain could fit that bill. But right now, I believe the biggest reason why VeChain and VeThor is going up is actually because the retail sector, the NFTs like VPunks and VimWorld, which has been doing VimWorld has been on absolute tear. So I think those things are definitely helping VeChain a lot. Yeah, I don't like Alchemex. I have looked at them before. It's supposed to be some yield play that you can't lose. You're wasting time on. I don't like it at all. I don't like it. If you actually look into it, you can't withdraw unless your collateral gets up to like 200% or something. And yeah, not a fan. Not a fan of it. Thoughts on Neo and price prediction? Well, Neo's still waiting for Neo 3, which got delayed because of Poly Network, the hack, and Neo's one of the big founders of it. So, I mean, it could come back, but N3 has been ongoing for a long time. Long time. What do you think about Holochain? Their idea is Web 3.0 pure. You know, I looked into Holochain again recently to make sure I didn't miss anything. It looks like they're trying to implement sharding right now. They have a creative way of storing data, and they actually sell that too. They sell storage. But overall, they're still kind of like an interesting play, but they're not quite done yet. You know, they have something called the RSM, which is like a different, like an upgrade to their chain, or it's a new chain. I may be confused if it's a new chain or not. But still, they have promise, but it seems like they're still work in progress. I'm not a fan of ICP. I'm just not. I think they've run up a little bit too far in the past. And they do a lot of things that's very different. You know, they're using most of their nodes, you know, is stored on what do you call it? Shoot, I can't think of it. Yeah, I can't think of what I was gonna say. I know what I'm gonna say, but I can't find a proper word. But anyways, there's some things that I don't like about it. There's like an ID wallet thing that you need to create to kind of, you know, have your ID showcased. So their anonymity is not really there. Also, the code is not really open source. The main enterprise nodes is stored on, you know, centralized servers around the world. I mean, there's a lot of stuff that's a little bit different. Huan Wu Li, earlier this year you said Litecoin was good to have. Do you feel the same way? No, I got fooled. I was wrong. Litecoin is never good to have. Bitcoin is always a better solution than Litecoin. Am I drunk? It's a little bit too early to be drunk at this point. But I guess it's 5 p.m. somewhere, right? Somewhere in the world. All right. These super chats are out of order now, so trying to find the right ones. FTX signed a 7-year sponsorship deal with Riot. You think their coin FTT could be a good BNB? I thought long and hard about that. Can FTT token be better than BNB? Well, the thing that BNB has, Binance has, that FTT does not, is a chain with dApps. So even though FTT and FTX is making all these relationships and sponsorships, they onboard Tom Brady and Kevin O'Leary, they got into sports, they're forming a lot of partnerships, but they don't have a chain. Now, if they declare to go come out with a chain and also create their own DeFi projects, then it would be a game changer. But right now, they don't. So that makes me still think that they're going to be a little bit distant away from BNB. But you know what? Maybe they find enough incentives for people to hold. It could be a different story, but they don't have their own chain yet. Steven says, thanks for all the stream. Vet is changing my life. I'm glad to hear that. I'm glad to hear that. What else is there? Is Opacity a possible Filecoin competitor? No. There's a lot of, like I said at the beginning, there's a lot of decentralized storage plays. There's a lot of them. I like Arweave the best because they power Solana. What else? What did I miss here? ACH has been amazing. Are you a fan of the future of Alchemy Pay? I think they're definitely a promising payment merchant gateway. Yes, definitely one of the promising ones, especially with Binance Pay basically, utilizing them as a backbone and their integration of Shopify. That's a pretty big thing. So I do think they're a good project. Solana, technically speaking, is ahead of Ethereum, but in regards to position DeFi, Ethereum is far ahead. So what do you think after ETH 2.0 and BTC Taproot and Snore signatures? So yeah, that's the thing. There's a lot of projects that can claim they're ahead of Ethereum. Okay, there is a lot of projects that is technically ahead of Ethereum, but it comes down to that network effect, that network traction, which is all on top of Ethereum right now. It's slowly moving into the other chains, but still, Ethereum has that. Ethereum 2.0 does not mean that it scales right away. Ethereum 2.0, first of all, just means that they're moving to proof of stake. Then they have to implement sharding and make it scale. That's a different story. But if it comes out, let's say Ethereum has no congestion issues and it continues to be very, very, very fast and has a network effect, then they're going to be unstoppable. These other chains, that what they need to do is onboard a ton of projects right now, which is what they're doing, right? And the ones that have the most projects will survive and do well. So there will be a market for others, but Ethereum could definitely continue to be a leader. Now, if they can't scale, if Ethereum 2.0 comes out and they can't scale for a very, very, very long time, and these other chains keep onboarding more and more dApps, then Ethereum's in trouble. Now, as for BTC Taproot, getting into DeFi and top BTC, I just don't think that's the wheelhouse. BTC, I think, is just going to be a store value. That's it. In my opinion. It could be different. If XRP can't settle with SEC, then bullish for XLM? Not really. XLM and XRP are totally two different things. In different spaces, and guess what? After the lawsuit with XRP, guess who the SEC may go after next? It could be XLM. So be careful about that. But XLM right now, I mean, they're trying to get in DeFi. They got USDC onboarded, but they're kind of just hovering around. They were trying to get into the supply chain space. They were trying to get into the banking space. I don't see any traction with that. It's 5 p.m. here. Can you share your thoughts on BCH? It's garbage. I believe anyone holding BCH should sell it immediately and buy Bitcoin because BCH is garbage. It's a copy of Bitcoin. It was created by Roger and Jihuan Wu. Contentious hard fork because they were greedy. They thought they had more power than they did. And they forked off BCH, and now it's a miserable failure. So I do not like BCH at all. Do you think PancakeSwap can overtake Uniswap? I've said that before, and it still can happen. It still can happen. And the reason being because, PancakeSwap already has more volume than Uniswap. And it's the biggest AMM on Binance Smart Chain. But Uniswap does have that network effect. It has really good backers, and you could buy it from pretty much anywhere, where PancakeSwap is very hard to buy. So, can it do it? Sure. Is it going to do it anytime soon? Probably not. But if it continues to grow and Binance Smart Chain continues to grow, yeah, it could definitely be moving way up there. Thoughts on Cosmos and Eumeris going live tomorrow? I'm not sure what Eumeris is. Is that the bridge? I've been waiting for Cosmos to come out with their bridge and also their DEX, their full-fledged DEX, which seems to be half done. Can VeChainer try making the Coinbase? Sure. I think it's more likely VeChain will. I'm upside down on LightDC. Want to get out, sell now, or get on a faster horse? I can't tell you that. You have to decide. You have to decide that. But looking at history, Litecoin just, at least in the past, Litecoin would have phases where it moves faster than Bitcoin. So I made that mistake earlier this year. It looked like it was about to do that, and then things just went horribly wrong for Litecoin. And, there's no point in time where it's moving faster than Bitcoin at this point. And I don't hear anything about Charlie anymore, so I don't know what is going on. I don't know what's going on with Litecoin. And Mimblewimble's still not done. Yeah, I was making fun of that forever. Like, hey, something that's been promised for the last 4 years, still not done. It could be easily done. It's just that he chooses not to get it done. That's the thing. What do you think the best entry point is for Solana? Wait until it cools off. That's the best way to do it. Wait until it starts cooling off, going sideways, or maybe even tipping a little bit, because everything that goes up comes down. Wait for that moment to get in. Because right now it's pumped up a little bit too much. CKB Nervos. I don't know. I don't know enough about it to make me excited. I know what it does, but they have a partnership with Cardano, but I don't think it's going to do anything with Cardano. And yeah, I don't know. Any updates on Ecomi? I just gave one. On Saturday. They had their Mighty Marvels that was released, sold out right away, and they're still working on others. They're going to come out with more and more Marvel NFTs on the VV app. So that's the right way to do it, to take advantage of that licensing. Any thoughts on Metal Crypto? They're trying to become the first crypto bank in the US. No, not really. Telcoin already has one, so I don't think they're trying to be the first. They're trying to be the second. Telcoin already have a chartered bank in Wyoming. What do you think about AMP? Well, there's a lot of rumors. About Flexa partnering up with Walmart and Amazon. If one of those comes true, or both, AMP will explode like the likes we have never seen before. So we'll see. But even without them, Flexa app is still, expanding its reach. So that's good for AMP. Jeff, appreciate it. Thoughts on Illuvium? I like Illuvium. I mean, they're a really, really promising RPG game that's coming out, founded by good people, a lot of backers. I think they're going to do very well in the future. Someone says, Omi stuff looks like it's for 5-year-olds. Yeah, they're more like cartoonish, like 3D renders and models, right? Not like realistic stuff. I don't know why they chose that decision, but you know what? It's probably going to change. They also have licensing with NFL. So I don't know what that's going to bring. That'll be interesting. I like Venus, but I'm not going to give you a price prediction. Someone says season 1 is best. If you're talking about Undercover Billionaire, I really enjoy it. I'm only like 5 episodes in. I'm pretty sure he's going to, meet his goal. But I actually got addicted because I heard Grant Cardone was on. And it turns out him in season 2 with many other people. So it's kind of a weird format for season 2. So we'll see. It's a really good show. If you guys like, you know, if you like the hustle, you'll enjoy it. Love my portfolio but need cash. What to do? Hustle and get some more cash. Go get a side job. Go find a hustle. Go flip stuff at a garage sale. Flip stuff on eBay. Flip NFTs. Right? There's a lot of stuff that you can do. A lot of people are making a ton of money. If you just want to stick with crypto, stick with NFTs. People are making a ton of money with NFTs. I have still not bought my first NFT yet. I was given one. I got a V-Punk recently. But you know what? People that are buying NFTs and reselling them, man, they're making money hands over fist. So if you don't want the traditional stuff, go ahead and look at NFTs. But you could also, of course, try day trade crypto, which I don't recommend. But, traditional things, flipping stuff from a garage sale or retail arbitrage or online arbitrage. I mean, there's so many things that you could do to make instant money right away. Do not take out an unsecured loan. Do not buy things with a credit card. Those are not ways to do it. I don't have any new, Jeremy. I don't have new thoughts on Shiba. It's just not something I'm going to go hold. It's undercover billionaire, not millionaire. Billionaire on Discovery. I purchased Discovery Plus just to watch it. So, shows like that is, I like it. Gives you ideas. And it also shows you what it takes to get started. The one thing that people can't take away from you is your experience. And that is what this show, at least what I've seen so far, have shown me. That, hey, you could be stripped of your money, your title, your fame, right? You could be stripped of everything. But the one thing that you can't be stripped of is your experience. If you know how to build something from the ground up, you could always build something else from the ground up. So that's the thing. That's really a powerful message. If there's nothing else that you take away, take that away. Like experience building something from scratch and knowing the process and the hard work that you put into it. No one could ever take that away from you. Quick swap. I've never used it, but it's the biggest AMM on Polygon and it got added on Coinbase. So I think it's good, but it has shot up quite a lot. Like really, really, really a lot. Because of the Coinbase edition. So, but it's still very off from its high. So, can it go further? Sure. It could definitely go further. When do you think the first trillionaire will come into the world? I think it's pretty soon. Things are escalating, right? Before, I would think that, hey, it was going to take a long, long time for someone to hit 100 billion. And now you have like 4 or 5 people that's 100 billion. And they keep going. At one point, Bezos was worth like 250 billion. He has come down since then. But, I mean, man, he's not that far off from a trillion. I would say within the next 5 years, we'll probably have a trillionaire. And who knows? It could be Satoshi. Satoshi could be the first trillionaire. All right, guys. I'll let you guys go. Getting hungry and it's hot in my room. But anyways, overall, Bitcoin is still doing fantastic. Even though it has not hit 50,000 yet, I think it's going to hit pretty soon. There's just endless good news from everywhere, nonstop. Companies, countries, right? Hedge funds. Everyone wants a piece of Bitcoin and crypto right now. And of course, altcoins are just on fire. And that's because there's a lot of people that is using it with DeFi and a lot of people buying NFTs. And also you have a lot of FOMO again. All the people that left before when Bitcoin dipped down to 28,000, they're all starting to come back in. Unfortunately, had they just held, well, they would be in a lot better situation. But regardless, they're coming back in, driving everything higher. And the whole market is going up. But the good thing is, it's still very early. Very, very early. All right, guys. Thanks for tuning in. As always, smash up a like, subscribe to the channel. I'll see you guys tonight, 8:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. All right, and go check out Undercover Billionaire if you haven't. All right, take care, guys.